Hello, everyone. In this video, we're going to discuss an essential topic in public administration, and that is planning. As public administrators, planning is so important because it guides how we manage public resources, how we make decisions, and ultimately how we decide to improve public service delivery. To begin, let's look at what planning is. In simple terms, planning can be described as deciding what to do and how to do it in advance. In public administration, planning is about ensuring that the government's resources and efforts are directed toward achieving public goals in an efficient and effective manner. Without planning, government programs may be poorly executed or they can fail altogether. Planning involves setting goals, developing strategies to achieve those goals, and defining the specific actions that are needed to achieve those goals. In the context of public sector, planning is essential for aligning the goals of a government or agency with the needs of the people. For example, the Philippine government's long-term development plans like Ambisyon Natin 2040 aim to provide a vision for a stable and prosperous society. This is a clear example of how planning can guide national policy and development. But planning is not just a formal exercise. It is a critical part of ensuring that government policies are implemented successfully. Let's break down why planning is so important in the public sector. In the absence of proper planning, even the well intentioned policies can fail. For example, if a government plans to improve urban housing but does not allocate resources or does not organize the construction process efficiently, the policy might not achieve its goals. Planning ensures that public resources are used wisely and that actions are taken to reach specific policy objectives. Take the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program or 4Ps as an example. The government carefully planned the design, targeting, and implementation of this conditional cash transfer program to ensure that it effectively reached the poorest families and achieved its goal of reducing poverty. Planning is key to managing risks in the government, too. In the public sector, risks can include financial uncertainties, natural disasters, or sudden shifts in public needs. So, proactive planning allows government agencies to anticipate these risks and put strategies in place to manage them. For instance, contingency plans for typhoons in the Philippines ensure that relief goods are pre positioned in areas prone to flooding, and evacuation routes are mapped out well in advance. Planning also allows for flexibility so that if one approach doesn't work, another can be implemented without too much delay. The COVID 19 response in the Philippines highlighted the importance of having both short term operational plans, such as lockdowns and quarantine measures, and long term strategies, such as vaccination campaigns. There are three levels of planning, and these are strategic, tactical, and operational. These levels are interconnected, and together they ensure that government actions are aligned from the highest policy level down to daily operations. Strategic planning is the big picture. It looks at long term plans, which are typically 5 years or more in duration, and involves the whole organization or agency. For example, Philippine Development Plan PDP sets the direction for national growth and it outlines government priorities such as infrastructure development, poverty reduction, and education reform. Strategic planning aims to ensure that the country's overall mission is clear and achievable over the long term. Tactical plan is a mid level plan. It breaks down the strategic plan into more specific actions that are typically designed for a department or a unit, and they have a shorter timeline, such as 1 to 3 years. For instance, within the education sector, if the strategic goal is to improve access to quality education, the tactical plan may involve building additional classrooms in rural areas over the next year. The Department of Education's K 12 implementation is a good example of a tactical plan that is aligned with a larger strategic goal of improving the Philippine education system. And finally, operational planning involves day to day tasks that are needed to run government programs. This could include actions like scheduling school feeding programs, hiring more public school teachers, or organizing barangay health checkups. Operational plans are short term and deal with the specific details of daily activities to help fulfill tactical and strategic objectives. A local barangay's monthly waste management operations are a typical example of operational planning.